Okay, if that started, just kind of watching here, Q's pulling back a little bit now. This is really pretty terrible price action. There's no follow through at all. Like I said, I took one SPY Super System trade today. I took this one right here on the IWM this morning. Made 20 cents. There was about 70 cents to be made on that one. I didn't get it all. And I took Tesla, and I'm in and out of Tesla this morning as it hit a new all-time high here. I took it here, and as it topped out here and started to head back, I said, when it starts to lose momentum, I'll get out. That's what I did. It's lost momentum a little bit right here. And I'm in a Twillo, TWLO, I'm in a Twillo call debit spread, 114, 117 on Twillo. Still liking it. Tesla pulling back to the VWAP here. A bit of profit taking. Again, when you get all-time highs, you get some profit taking. And then after the people taking profits get flushed out, again, there's nobody bag holding this thing. Nobody's in at a higher level that they're trying to get out of. These are just people taking profits. And believe me, there's a lot of institutions watching this thing right now for this at this VWAP. Again, the Tesla pulling back right to the VWAP here. Triple Q's is really doing this sideways action here. Buyers and sellers pretty well paired off, volume pretty light. Roblex sideways. Twillo still trying to get through that 115. Watching Tesla here. Again, I had a nice trade with Tesla. Tesla grabbed $3 earlier, back into it again. January 17th, 400's okay. Happy Thursday. Nice job, William. Again, I took some profits in Tesla. I'm looking to enter it again here on a bounce off this VWAP right here. Moderna popped up here this morning. It's pulling back again, so it's back down below the 8 and the 15. I'm gonna stick with it short right for the time being.
THC, seeing some volatility on the name. Tenant Healthcare, THC.
Coin not doing us any favors here today. I have 12 cents. That debit spread is probably gonna fail. Getting Tesla right back to the VWAP. Hasn't bounced really off of it yet. Triple Q's creeping down below that pivot point again. Very, very slow market here. You can see this Q's bounced up above the VWAP, went right to the pivot point, and just kind of dancing along the pivot point here. But no real breakout. Again, I took Tesla this morning. I think Tesla was good long for me. Took it here as it moved up, got to an all-time high. Took it off as it started to pull back. Looking to enter again as it's kind of just fighting along the VWAP here. And I also took a call debit spread in Twillo, expiring tomorrow. I'm looking to actually get some longer term calls on this, but we'll see how this 115 does. It needs to get through this 115. Alright, just stepped away for a second. Not missing much here. Qs still, now they're down below the pivot point, below the 15, still above the VWAP. And SPY, same thing. Now it's below the 15. And the IWM is pulling sideways, just sideways. Again, I took a SPY super system trade right here this morning off this breakdown on the IWM for a couple of candles. I didn't get the whole thing, but I got a decent profit on it. And I also traded Tesla this morning, in and out of it already on a day trade right here. It came right off the 15, took it off right up here as it pulled back for a nice little profit on it. I'm looking to re-enter it, and I'm also in Twilio call debit spread expiring tomorrow. The 114, 117 that I paid $1.06 for. I'm trying to get about 30% on that, and I'm looking for Twilio calls. Probably 3 weeks out if it can get above 115. That's where I stand on the SPY super system. Is right here. Here's your software. For anybody in YouTube that's not familiar with it, this is called the SPY super system software. SPY super system is also a methodology we use to trade the SPYs, the Qs, and the IWM. And you see, notice we're getting a breakdown right now with the Qs. This is the current time frame momentum, which is yellow, which is bearish, green is bullish. This is the multi-time frame momentum, which right now is green. So you've got basically mixed signals here. But on the SPY super system, we're only interested in this one for trading off the 5-minute candlesticks. If we're looking at the daily chart, then we're very interested in the current time frame momentum here and the multi-time frame momentum. These both need to be green or blue for longs and red and yellow for shorts on swing type trades. But on the SPY super system, we're just interested in this right here. And this is definitely a breakdown off the 15. The problem is you've got the VWAP right here, so your support is too close to take the trade, at least in my opinion. SPY doing about the same thing. IWM doing about the same thing. Well, it's going sideways. Again, watching Tesla for a confirmed pop off of this VWAP. If it does that, I'm going to probably take some more calls on it. Can anybody hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. I'm having audio problems. Let's go to webinars. Having audio problems. So if anybody can hear me talking, let me know. My mic's working, but it's not coming through and go to webinar for some reason. Doesn't look like anybody can hear me. Okay, I guess in YouTube you can hear me. The YouTube guys can hear me okay. Yeah, it's a audio issue with the with GoToWebinar. So if you can hear me, okay over there. Okay, I'm coming through okay, Grouchy? Okay, good deal. Question from Nick. Can I explain what the difference in color between the green and blue on the SPY Super System, and how likewise the difference between yellow and red? Yeah, let me explain that to you. All right, so over here we have the this is the Laguerre current time frame momentum. This is what I use for SPY Super Systems and 5-minute charts, daily charts for the momentum. Now the momentum, as you can see here, it goes yellow and red. This is the actual indicator right down here. This is a Laguerre oscillator with the divergence stripped out. It's straight momentum, pure momentum. I think is the best momentum indicator you can have when you strip out that divergence. This is the actual indicator. It goes between 0 and 100. So what happens is when it's above 80, it's green. When it's below 20, it's red. Right? As it migrates back and forth, you see how it's here. It went from when it was right here. It was green. Right here, green. And you see how it switched to yellow when it dropped below 80. Once it dropped below 80, then it goes to yellow. And then once it blocks below 20, it goes to red. Now, when it turns around and heads back up again, as it goes above 20 and it is moving in an upward direction toward the 80, it goes to blue. When it gets through 80, it goes to green. So that's what that shows you. All right, I'm having a little problem with the GoToWebinar sound, but the YouTube sound is working fine. Can you hear me over in the room now? See if we get some. Yeah, you can hear me now. Okay, you can hear me now. All right, switch it back and forth a few times. GoToWebinar is doing some flaky things here this morning. So anyway, get the sound back. Hasn't changed the market much. This cues came right back to the VWAP, and again I was watching Tesla to get to the VWAP, and it's just below the VWAP right now. I'm watching that to perhaps take another long entry in it, and I'm still on Twillo with a call debit spread. It's pulled back a little bit from the get up to 115.19, pull back a little bit. Still holding on to that. All right, let's hope this hand holds up here. That was kind of a weird thing. Okay, everybody can hear me now, whether you want to or not. Again, market just another really kind of very hard day to trade. This tried to make a breakout here above the pivot point on the Qs. Again, there's a gap fill up to here, but now it's rolling back down again. So gonna have to watch everything. Watching Tesla again. I took profits in Tesla. I'm looking for a bounce. I'm in Twillo with a debit spread, but it's pulled back here, back to 114.24. But we'll see if we get any kind of bounce. I'm looking to go long Twillo out, but probably 3 weeks into time if we get back up above 115. And that's what I'm watching right now. All right, so we're just gonna watch here. Thanks everybody on YouTube, by the way. Get a lot of folks in there watching. Glad you could come by for about, okay, we run it for about an hour or so. So you can kind of see the SPY Super System software here, as well as that SPY Super System methodology. Again, I'm watching the Qs. They bounced up. They're pulling back below the VWAP. The VWAP is this pink line right here, very important critical level on the 5-minute chart. Current time frame momentum right here showing red, bearish, yellow is bearish, and now we have multi-time frame also yellow now. So some selling going on with the Qs. Tesla's still staying right below the VWAP. I'm not going to touch this until I get a confirmed bounce back up through the VWAP again. Took it long this morning, took a nice profit on it, and now I'm just kind of watching it for a potential re-entry. I used next week's calls on it when I took it. I did take a call debit spread in Twillo, which is all of a sudden going back down against me, but no, I paid $1.06 for it. It's trading at $1 right now. Just about 12 o'clock. pretty slow market. A little bit of a pullback here in the Qs. We had a nice little bounce to this pivot point, just a little bit above it. We still got a fairly decent gap fill here up to yesterday's close. We haven't even come close to trying to fill, but it is above the VWAP right now, but not convincingly. IWM trying to bounce a little bit. Very, very, very poor price action for trying to trade. Again, I'm still watching Tesla for a re-entry, but I'm a little hesitant at the moment. Again, my Twilio call debit spread. I got 114 call, bought a 114 call, sold a 117 call expiring tomorrow. I paid $1.06 for it. Of course, it's got room to go to 3. I will probably take it off at about 30% profit if it gets there today.
On PALI, penalizing pricing of your 5 million public underwritten offering. That's on PALI.
All right, see if we get any questions here. Oh, pretty quiet here. Again, it's market is just very dead market. This is a good day not to be trading. Again, another day like the Tuesday was like this. Yesterday, kind of like this, not quite so badly, but today is another really low probability trading environment right here, right now. I'm not doing much. I did take some Tesla this morning. Some calls, took profits in that. The daily chart on Tesla right now is on the setup right now. It's setting up what's called a doji sandwich. You get a nice big green candle. I have it blue because of some certain criteria that I set up for the candlestick colors. But again, now you're getting a doji, and a lot of times when you get this is a green candle, and then a doji, then you get another green candle approximately the same size as that one. Not always, but that happens sometimes. It's called the doji sandwich. I don't know if I have any other examples of it here. Do a look for it. But anyway, this is what Tesla is right now in the daily chart. Tesla with another little bounce. Q's, I mean, Tesla trying to bounce off the VWAP here. Q's coming right back up to that pivot point again. And SPY, there's no SPY super system trades here to take. I mean, this is a bounce above the VWAP, but you see how you read here? So you got selling, so you can't really take the SPY long here. And even if you did, you'd still run right into this pivot point in this 15 and the dynamic compression zone all wedged up there as resistance. Q's as well, got the pivot point right there. Q's, I notice, have turned blue here, Joe, on this candle. See if it stays there. Tesla trying to get above the VWAP. AJ, is a shooting star supposed to be bullish or bearish? A true shooting star is bearish. A true shooting star is a inverted hammer right near the high of either the day, of the 5-minute or the daily. That would be considered a bearish signal if it's a real shooting star. Shooting star would have to be at the high though for the day. Close to it. Shooting stars don't matter if they're down in here. Down here where you're looking for, this is called an inverted hammer. This is kind of an indication if it's near the low of the day of some buyers coming back in. A lot of times that's a sign for a bounce. And 12 coming back up to 115 again. Again, I got a call debit spread in this. I've got a sell order to take it off at about 30% profit. We'll see if it gets there. It's got to get back above 115. Took some more Tesla calls here. Next week's 417.50. 417.50. I took some more of those. We'll see if they work. I'm just kind of watching this move above the VWAP. It's going back and forth between blue. Again, the Qs have bumps above the VWAP as well. So this is a decent entry on Tesla if it holds the VWAP. It's a little shaky right now, but again, I get next week's calls in it. I still like the setup in it. Twilio heading up toward that 115 level again. I had my mic off when I showed that shooting star. I'm sorry about that. Let me do that again. All right, so that's a shooting star right here. This is what they call the shooting star candlestick formation. It occurs at the high, and indicates that the buyers are getting overwhelmed by the sellers at this point as the stock turns down. That's the perfect setup for a shooting star. But the shooting star is an inverted hammer that occurs at or near the reasonably current high. Okay. So Jonathan, what's the main determining factor in what expiration date I choose? Well, if I'm taking calls that I'm gonna likely get out of today, then I'll at least take next week's, probably either next week's or 2 weeks out. I want to give myself some time because I don't want to suffer from time decay. And when I take the trade, I know the daily chart's bullish, which means if I'm going long, I can stay in it overnight. So I want to go out 2 weeks. If I'm planning on swinging it a little somewhat, like if I was going to take some Twillo calls, because here's what Twillo looks like here. So if I was going to take some Twillo calls, I look out there, it's got earnings in 212. I'm going to take somewhere in the neighborhood of probably January 17th, January 24th. I'm going to go out, 5 weeks, 6 weeks or so. So the most determining factor is the expiration date is what my intended hold period is. I could take something 6 weeks out and sell it today if I get a nice profit in it, but I'm giving myself plenty of cushion in case I want to stay in it, or I can sell part of it and keep part of it. Tesla still pulling in again. I'm in Tesla. I took it on this break above the VWAP, but it's heading back down again. It was a little risky because this is still red, but the thing is, I get next week's calls and I like the setup on it. Roblex not doing much today. Moderna popped up, started to pull back a little bit. Take this having an audio issue off of there. About 12:20 here right now. Again, about another 10 minutes. I'm going to take some lunch. I am in Twillo again. I'm in Twillo call debit spread. 114, 117, and I'm also back in Tesla. I took Tesla for a nice profit this morning. I'm in it right now, so it's going against me, and I'm going to hold it. Here's the Qs. Got to the pivot point again and pull back. This is really basically low probability trading environment. It's a day where you really don't want to be taking many trades at all. If you do take any, make sure you get very low volume, very low investment in it. Don't be taking large positions. This is not a good day for trading. We've hit quite a few of these. This is normal for getting into the mid-December. Again, really, really slow market. Tesla trying to bounce here. Triple Qs. Just not much. A couple of green candles and then right to the pivot point and then pull back again. I'm going to start looking for some decent stocks to see if there's anything to trade. I'm very hesitant to put much on right now. I do like Twilio. Stays above 113.01, which it has. I'd like to see it get through 115.
On WDC, talk this week, speaking at a conference, talking of lowering guidance.
Use a little bounce here. Tesla with a little bounce. And Twilio holding up pretty nicely. So again, not an awful lot to trade. The market is terrible. You've got no help from the market at all in anything you take. So the trades themselves have to stand on their own, which immediately lowers the probability of success because you've got to go with stocks that are have really good relative strength and relative weakness, and they can stand alone on their technicals. Abbott breaking down EBT, Universal Health Services, UNH, also moving down today. All right, about 12:30, I'm going to stop and get some lunch. Again, I want to thank everybody on YouTube for tuning in this morning. We do this every day for about an hour or so, from about 11 o'clock, just to get you familiar with what we use here for the high probability trade setups that we take and use, and how we get the results we've had, which is between 85 and 90% win rate month after month for the last 3 years. And again, we do some intraday trades on the SPY super system called for the Qs, the SPY, and the IWM based on the current time frame momentum right here. And this is the multi-time frame momentum. These are very critical. This is especially critical on when you're trading the indexes. The Qs despise the IWM. Right now you can see that it's a bunch of chop. We don't really have a trend to follow, so it's best not to be traded at all right now. Again, I did take Tesla this morning, took some profits in it. I'm back in it right now with next week's calls, and I took some Twillo, call debit spread, 114, 117 expiring Friday, expiring tomorrow. I'm looking to get some calls in it out 3 weeks or so into the future. Jonathan, thanks a lot. Appreciate you coming by. All right, I'm going to close down the YouTube feed, and then I'm going to go ahead and get some lunch.